A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee, on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
It is the Mason Crosby Show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wirtz in for Mitch Thunder Nellis, and of course joined by the Packers' all-time leading scorer, Mr. Mason Crosby. How we doing today, Mace?
I'm good. We got a fun-packed show here, so we'll just get this thing rolling because we got TJ Lane coming on at 9:15, kind of a random time, but he's driving. He said, "Hey, I can jump on," so we're gonna get him. We're gonna get our first eye on the enemy. Yeah, going here against the Lions, and no better person than TJ. Because he's going to give insight of like his time there with the Packers. And now he's on the sideline there, doing sideline reporting there for the Lions.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive into his brain, just ask how scared the Lions are now that Micah Parsons is a Packer. But we do have to talk about the Brewers. Let's talk about the Brewers to start this thing, because I feel like we'll probably be deep into the Packers. And then don't forget now, I don't know I think we did it Friday last year. We're doing Thursday picks.
Yeah.
For our weekend. Just get that Thursday game in. Got to get this thing started off right, so you don't want to miss that at 10:20. But Bryce Terang, Freddie Peralta. That's all I got to say.
Terang, Freddie
that's
Peralta.
All I have to say. Yep. All right, segment over.
Over.
They are the Brewers.
Everything Bryce Terang does is really, I'm in awe.
Terang sends it deep to left. It is off the wall.
So
Our
close,
scores. Terang is in with a double. He just keeps on hitting.
What more can this guy do? Opposite field off.
Yeah, what more?
So
what more can he
ridiculous.
do? He's the best player on the team. And it's the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. And like Mason said, we're going to talk Packers for probably the rest of the show. So we just wanted to lead things off with the Brewers, because yesterday, Mason, that was not necessarily must-win game, but it was an important game, right? You had to make sure that the lead was only 5 over Chicago yesterday, going into yesterday. And you don't want to give any more hope or momentum in that direction. They pick up that win yesterday over Philadelphia, which on top of it now gives them any sort of tiebreaker over Philadelphia in any playoff scenario.
Which is so big.
And the Cubs lose. It was a perfect day, Mason, a perfect day for Brewers baseball.
Yeah, and Quintana had a great night. That slurve pitch is so nasty. He's throwing that thing 76, 78 miles an hour. And you had Schwarber and Harper just like swinging before that thing even started breaking. It was like they could not figure it out. And so I get nervous though. I turned the game on. It was 6-0. I turned the game on in the third inning. And then all of a sudden, they get 3 hits in a row. Phillies. I was like, what's going on? I turn it off. Have dinner. So, I feel like I just don't know if I can watch a lot of these Brewers games on TV, because I every time I turn it on, bad things are happening.
Well, and it's a stressful
time.
time.
Myself.
Yeah,
I blame myself.
I blame you more than you blame you, honestly.
I know you do.
To be honest, I do know that they play this whenever you're watching the game, you turn it on and then you're saying, "Oh gosh, how does that happen?" We were just talking about it. Anthony Siegler plays every single time you watch the game. I don't know why.
Why is he always in every time I turn it on?
It's never Caleb Durbin. It's always Anthony
I've never seen
Siegler.
Caleb Durbin play with my eyes.
Yes.
I watch it on the app and I'm following it. And then when I turn it on, MLB TV, it's Siegler's out there and he just has another error.
Yes. Yes. I have no idea why he continues to get the time, and Caleb Durbin ended up replacing him later on in the game. But really the biggest replacement came at the beginning, before the game even happened too, is Christian Yelich was a late scratch with some back soreness, some lower back soreness. And that was the injury. Obviously he had surgery on last year and forced him to miss the second half of the season. And right now, like, the Brewers season has been incredible, magical, you could even say, with how successful they've been with the personnel they have. And Christian Yelich has been a massive part of that. He has been the leader in the clubhouse. You know what he does. He's got some of the most tenure of any Brewers players on the roster. And to have that concern come up, it is the worst possible time to hear something like that. Because, and you feel for Yelich too, because you know how big of a part he's been this year, Mason, for this team.
For sure. I mean, you just hope it's like, okay, like, it's a long season. We're pushing, Brewers are pushing towards the playoffs. Like, that again, like we said, that was a big win last night. Not a must win, but a very important win to, like you said, get the tiebreaker over the Phillies if that ever had, came down the stretch, to increase that lead on the Cubs. But the hope is maybe you give them a day or two of rest, and that stuff just kind of settles out. I played the game. I played football for a long time, kicking, like similar. Probably what I did is probably somewhat similar to like baseball, not the length of games, but it's just that repetitive motion,
right,
all the time, right? So it's like I would have times where again, my back would flare up or different things, and it's like, we talked about anti-inflams yesterday, right?
Right,
it's like,
right.
You get on an anti-inflam, you get something there, you kind of just, shut it down for a day. And it's wild how your body will just kind of respond and come back and, just get you back there. So I hope it's not something serious. They didn't put him on any kind of injury list, right? Like a long-term thing. So it's just a day of rest. Like, I think he's going to be all right, and he is so important to this team. So we need Yelich to be all right for this Brewers team.
It's the Mason Crosby Show, talking a little Brewers here at the top of the hour. We're going to have TJ Lang joining us just about 5 minutes or so from now. Drew Wagner will revisit some Brewers talk at 10 o'clock here. It is the first day of the NFL season as well, and the Brewers wrapping things up with the Phillies for the season. Now a 6-game lead on Philadelphia in the NL standings, 5.5 game lead actually. And they have 6 more wins, 5 less losses. This Brewers team down the stretch, Mason, I think there's one last goal. And I know the win the division is obviously a part of that, and go deep in the playoffs is part of that. Maybe 1 seed should be part of that, but really just to put a cherry on top, I was telling Andy at the end, 11-11, and you break the win record for the team, and then you're forever remembered, right? You had the George Webb burgers, and you have the best record in team history. Like, you've been on teams with the best record in team history, right? So, like, obviously it didn't work out in postseason play, but that means something too. And were you guys chasing that ever? Was that ever something that was in the back of your mind?
I mean, I think we're always trying to go undefeated. I mean, I think that was always. But
once you get to like 10-0, you're like, it's in your head, right?
It's
a little bit.
Yeah, we can go and get this thing. But yeah, I think that is something that's so great with this team. They got the George Webb, they got like the all-time, win streak record. If they can get the all-time, record for this Brewers club, like that would be unbelievable. The ultimate goal is winning the World Series.
For sure.
Obviously. We know that. But you can look in the long history of what this club has been. And if you have all those little things, like regardless of what ends up happening, it's like this team deserves it. And they are a special team. Like it doesn't matter. Even at whatever happens at this moment on, like this team has been really special. And now they just have to lock in and get their minds right for this last stretch run, going into the playoffs, and just be the best version of themselves, regardless of what ends up happening in the end. Just go out there and lay it on the line every day.
Absolutely. Meet the team behind Wisconsin Sports Daily on the Fan. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer will be broadcasting live and in person at Rally House at the Mayfair Collection in Wauwatosa tomorrow afternoon from 2 to 5, just in time for you to gear up for the Packers home opening game on Sunday. The Fan will even be registering people a chance to win a $250 Rally House gift card. Go see Sparky tomorrow at Rally House in Tosa between 2 and 5. Yeah, I love the Brewers. I talk about the Brewers every day. I'm going to talk about the Brewers again today. By no means am I going to neglect the Milwaukee Brewers, but this is Packer country, and we have TJ Lang, former Green Bay Packer, former Detroit Lion. It's kind of sad, right? A little bit that he kind of does he kind of associate with Detroit now, right? Isn't he from Detroit too?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like they dove right in. He's from that area.
Yeah.
He grew up there, lives there, full time. Like that was the dream to get back to Detroit. So finished his career there. And then they brought him right in to do media stuff right away. So, I mean, I'm not going to go down that path, but it's like, they just brought him in. Yeah. Now he's been doing media for the Detroit Lions for the last, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing it since he's been done playing. So he does a great job. We had him on last year, so I can't wait to pick his brain and see what's going on there in Detroit land.
Let's get to TJ Lang next. It's the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan. On the free Odyssey app, studio powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Welcome back to the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. I don't know if this is like considered Halloween music, but it's like a little spooky vibe in this,
feel
right?
spooky. I was like, yeah, where are we headed right now? I mean, it's fall. I guess pumpkin spice is all around us. So let's get this thing going.
Don't talk about pumpkin spice without Mitch Nellis here. He'll never be friends with you ever again. So I'm sure I can already tell Mitch Nellis, massive pumpkin spice guy, just from like
pumpkin spice.
I promise he is. We'll ask this gentleman here joining us now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law, former Packers and Lions offensive lineman over the years, Mr. TJ Lang, joining us on the show here. TJ, big pumpkin spice guy?
No, but that music was fitting for me. I guess I'm coming on to spook everybody about the game Sunday.
Yeah, there it is. Yep,
But no, not a latte fella. No.
Not a latte guy. All right. Yeah, I wouldn't have pinned you as a latte guy. You just straight black coffee.
I mean, I put a little whiskey in there once in a while, but no latte, nothing like that.
That's what I'm talking about. TJ Lang joining us on the Mason Crosby Show. TJ, what was your thought whenever the Green Bay Packers traded for Micah Parsons last week? Did your feel for this first game kind of change at all, or have you just kind of stayed status quo? Like, just walk us through maybe some of your thoughts from what transpired last week with that Micah Parsons trade to the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, it was kind of like, whoa, at first, right? I mean, you hear rumors every year about high-end pass rushers, and whether it's Max Crosby or Trey Hendrickson or Myles Garrett, like those guys don't become available, like ever. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
The Micah Parsons thing kind of felt like, much like the Myles Garrett deal, where it's like, oh, I'm hurt, I'm not going to play for you anymore, and then they throw you a big bag of money, and you're like, oh, okay, I feel better.
I feel better now, yeah.
But it was, for that to, happen in Dallas to get rid of Micah Parsons, man, I can't imagine, what went on with their decision making. But with the Packers was just like, whoa, this was maybe, we all know Ed Policy coming in as the new president. I don't know how much he was involved in those negotiations or anything. I imagine he played a hand in it, but maybe this is, part of him saying, hey, I want to start this thing my tenure with. Maybe it's Goody also looking at it saying, we're close. Like, we feel like we've got the right team in place now. We feel like, man, if we can add one more piece and solidify ourselves as a Super Bowl threat, like, this is the time to do it. And I think it makes a bunch of sense for Green Bay. I do. I mean, you look at those first round picks that they gave up, and it's like, okay, yeah. I mean, if you're going to be the team that everybody thinks you are now, like, those are basically early second round picks, right? So, like, yeah, it's not going to kill you. And Kenny Clark, I think, is, there's definitely a hole that's going to be left from him because he's been so good for, 10 years now. He's a great Packer, great teammate, great guy. Mason, I know both of you and I both played with him.
For sure.
That might sting a little bit, just the leadership that's leaving that locker room. But, yeah, I didn't feel much different about the game this weekend, only because, and this is coming from my side here, being in Detroit now, working and being around the Lions, is I kind of looked at Green Bay as being that sleeper team this year. And maybe they went, in my mind, from a sleeper team to like, okay, they're actually, everybody now thinks they're going to be legit. But I thought that this was going to be the year that they could take a step. You look at, hopefully a healthy Jordan Love on offense. I know that he had that thumb issue, missed a couple weeks of training camp, but, I think they kind of hit some things that he was dealing with last year. And the youth that defense just keeps getting invigorated with, and they're better. And those guys have playoff experience too. So I think that Green Bay is going to be a huge threat. And I think, honestly, Mason, it was just another move. And I'll put it this way too, like, people in Detroit, I mean, you're talking about the boogeyman music, like, that's all it was last week. Like, oh my gosh, we have no shot. Micah Parsons. Like, if the people in Detroit, you still got to remember, like, they're back-to-back division champions.
Exactly.
As well. Team in this division has made a move, in my opinion, to kind of, I'm not going to say keep up with Detroit, but kind of like take that title from it. Minnesota added a couple big-time defensive tackles. Chicago added a couple big-time defensive linemen in free agency. I think a lot of that was to kind of combat what the Lions have brought in this division. But there's no doubt in my mind that this is probably going to be, if everybody stays healthy, a pretty even race between Detroit and Green Bay. And I'm glad we get to see the tone set in just 2 days away now.
Man, I love that. We got TJ Lang joining the Mason Crosby Show, former Packer offensive lineman, former Lions offensive lineman, and now, can we call you the voice of the Lions? I don't know. I mean, no, sideline reporter.
You can't do that yet. I know That's like the play-by-play. You can't steal their thunder. They're sensitive about their titles. But no, I'm in the booth. This will be my second year. Was on the sideline a couple years. Got added to the booth last year as a co-analyst. So, it's fun, man. It's good being around the game still, and obviously going to every game on Sunday. Coming back to Lambeau, I'm so excited to get back up there because it's just literally my second home, my favorite place to be up there in Green Bay and see old friends. And Mason, I don't know if you're going to be up there. I know they're doing alumni weekend this weekend and doing, maybe a little 15-year thing at halftime for the Super Bowl team from 2010. Like, it's just going to bring back a lot of great memories. So I'm thankful that I get to travel around and, still be a part of the game. Calling them on the radio, man, instead of being down there beating the hell out of each other.
That's right. Are you? So yeah, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to make it up there this weekend. But I mean, you being on the Lions side and in the booth, are you going to be introduced on Sunday? Like, are you going to be down there as one of the alumni? Is this like a crossover weekend for you?
No, because I'm not a Lions employee per se. Like, okay. I technically work for the radio station. Now we're doing the home broadcast, the home team broadcast. So yes, I mean, people in Detroit look at me as, part of the team, but I always consider myself a Packer. I mean, I never did like an official retirement. No, I'm going to retire as this, but everybody would know. I mean, I played 8 years, 80% of my career in Green Bay, won a Super Bowl, couple Pro Bowls. Like, yes, I consider myself a Green Bay Packer. So I still have a great relationship with everybody in Green Bay, people that are still there. Kathy, who's running the alumni relations, and they always ask me to come back. I wish I could get back to more games, but obviously with my schedule, it doesn't really line up to get a free Sunday for me at this time. But no, I always love coming back to Green Bay. I'll always consider myself a Packer, and hopefully that relationship can continue not only with the organization but the fans as well.
Do you think Aaron's going to make it to the game there? Has he got anything else going on, TJ? Like, what are they doing having an anniversary for a Super Bowl team in which guaranteeing the quarterback will not be there? Like, what are we doing there?
I mean, the good part about, winning a Super Bowl, you can do an anniversary like whenever you want, right?
Right.
So, like, I'm sure there'll be a 20-year one, which Aaron
we'll probably have like an 18-year anniversary. Yeah, like
yeah, we're getting to that point now. We could probably celebrate every year. I know Aaron. I haven't talked to Aaron, but I know just from what I've heard, like, this will be his last year. So maybe he can make the 16th year anniversary and maybe try to do another one next year. But yeah, I think it's just I don't really know what's going on. I don't think it's like a huge celebration. I think just maybe any of the alumni that were a part of that team that ever happened to be back for, alumni weekend, might just want to, recognize those guys at halftime. I don't think it's some crazy celebration that you're going to feel too bad if you're left out. Obviously, it's not important enough for Mason to be there. So, maybe some other guys feel the same.
The obligatory TJ razz on me. I mean, I was waiting for some kind of shot to be fired here at some point.
I have to. You only get a hold of me when you need something these days.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Well, I mean, I tried to get out, golfing with you. I invited you to my birthday party. I invited you to, I invite you golfing all the time, and I get crickets anytime that happens.
I mean, that was like salty 8-year-old Mason Crosby. Right?
Salty, yeah.
Listen,
you don't even come to my birthday.
Your 50 is coming up. I'll put that on my calendar.
My 50.
I'll be at that one.
Well, it's not 8 years, 364 days. Like, yeah, we'll be ready to go. TJ Lang, former Packers Lions offensive guard, joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. TJ, I want to ask you now. We've talked about maybe your feel for the game with Micah Parsons being a part of the Green Bay Packers, not changing up too much. But what did you think that was going to be the initial game plan anyway with Detroit and Green Bay for the Lions, right? I mean, you got the best running back tandem in the entire sport. You have weapons on the outside all over the place on offense. And it's a team that probably has some hunger coming into this season and something to prove with both coordinators leaving, and you don't get a playoff win last year. Like, what are you expecting Detroit to come out and do week one?
Well, obviously, like you mentioned, the running backs first and foremost. I think they're going to have to try to establish the run, and because without Micah Parsons, that's still, in my opinion, a defensive line and a defense in general with their scheme that Hafley likes to do can confuse you. I mean, I think they were 47, 48 sacks last year, kind of sneaky top 10 numbers. So you can't get into that game where it's second and long and third and long, and man, we're just having to prepare for, a bunch of blitz packages or a bunch of one-on-ones across the board. That's not the way that the Lions really are built to win. I mean, that's not a way many teams are built to win, but, if they're throwing the ball 45, 50 times, they generally don't get good results. So they're going to have to try to run the ball. And like you mentioned with new coordinators, it'll be interesting. I think that, people trying to put more of a negative on new coordinators and, man, it's going to take some time to gel and everything's different. Every guy's different. You can also use that to your advantage earlier in the season as well. I mean, I don't think that John Morton, the new offensive coordinator for Detroit, is going to just roll out the same exact things that, Ben Johnson ran last year. He's going to have new wrinkles. He's going to have unscouted looks that the Packers haven't seen, and vice versa. I mean, nobody put anything on tape of substance, in the preseason. I guarantee Green Bay is going to have the same type of game plan where it's, hey, let's put some unscouted looks out there and make them communicate and make them a little bit uncomfortable. I'll be interested to see what the rhythm, I think, looks like for the Lions offense. And tempo can also change a game a little bit as well. When you get on the road and you can we know it's going to be loud in Lambeau, offensively, if you can limit the, communication that you have to have and maybe go a little up tempo and catch the defense a little bit off guard, you can have some success there as well. But, they've got to be able to run the ball. If they're not going to be able to run the ball, against Green Bay, the Lions offense is going to have a struggle. But, the other thing I would say, and this was kind of a theme throughout training camp, preseason, like across the league, is that there's very genuine, consensus that defenses are always ahead of the offense earlier in the season. Yeah. Because there's just not as much, dialogue, communicate, it's just line up and go play. Where offense, you have to gel. You have to start building trust in your receivers, building trust if there's new offensive linemen, right? Those things take reps. I don't picture this being a high-scoring game, which I think situational football, which both teams have been great at, third down, red zone, getting off the field, we'll see again on fourth down. I mean, are the Lions with a new coordinator, are they going to have the same, aggressive mindset when it comes to fourth down? Those are all questions that we're going to have to see starting on Sunday. But, man, I think this is going to be a traditional NFC North, black and blue, grind it out. Whoever's got the ball last is probably going to win this game type of Sunday afternoon.
I love it. Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like Lions are just going to test the interior defensive front of this Packers team. You're just going to say, all right, can y'all stop the run? If you can, then we're going to have to adjust. But yeah, I totally agree with you too. And I wanted to ask that because we talked about this a few times on the show. Did you prefer TJ when you were playing, when we were playing, did you prefer to play a division rival and a team like the Lions, a big matchup like this early, or would you rather get your rhythm and get everything going, as the season unfolds and then you'll have some of these tougher matchups? What was your preference there?
I never really thought about that, Mace. I guess I didn't mind playing division games early because it's just bam, here we go. We don't have time to ease into this thing, man.
And like you said, you
games mean so much.
You can throw some different wrinkles at a team that you've played so many times, right? It's once you get kind of some stuff consistently going, teams can game plan differently against you. Right now, it's somewhat a blank slate. You can go out there and throw something at the Lions, or the Lions can throw something at the Packers that you haven't seen before there are some tendencies that have developed.
Well, you guys also were just way better than everyone else in the division at the same time, too. True. It really didn't feel like the same way, where now it's maybe the most competitive division in the sport, TJ.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. It is. And I think that's why a lot of these teams, Minnesota, Chicago, and Green Bay have taken notice of what the Lions have done the last, 15-3, I think, the last 3 seasons in the NFC North, right? So, but they know the target's on their back. They know that they still have the back-to-back, division crown on their mantle. So they know they're going to get their shot. But yeah, I guess I like playing them early, Mason, because you're healthy earlier in the season, right? You have a full team. You have a full, roster of guys that, man, we're full go. You get late in the season and, man, we're missing this guy. We're missing an edge rusher. We're missing a receiver. We're missing this. And then you look back man, if we were healthy against that team, right? We could have had them. So I think that when you put everything's even on the table week 1 and you start with a division game, it is you ain't starting with a cupcake. You know what I mean? You're not starting, you're not just rolling out there playing football for 60 minutes, going home 1-0. You got to go earn this thing. And I think that you love the pressure. I mean, I always loved the pressure as a player. You get out there week one, and it's like, okay, we get a chance to go set the tone, not only, for our team and what we want to do, but also in your division, which we already mentioned how big these games are. I mean, these games, I know players say they count as, 1.5 or maybe 2 when it comes to the end of the year when you're looking at those standings. But these are also the games, Mason, that we know too, after playing a long time in this league, when you're sitting there in December and, late December, maybe early January, and you're scrapping and you're just trying to find a spot in the playoffs, you look back to games like this. You look back to games like week one where you're like, man, like, I know it was so long ago, but that game really killed us. Or you look back and say, you know what? That game really propped us up. That game really gave us the confidence to really get this thing going and put the belief in this team and, kind of solidified the belief that we got a chance to do something special. So I know it's a long season, man, but I love what the NFL is doing where they get some of these big matchups out of the way week one. It's fun to watch and it's meaningful, right? I think that's the bottom line. It's meaningful.
Well, I think everything, the football NFL is so much better when NFC North is a competitive division. I mean, it's just kind of how the NFL needs to be built. These are the types of teams. These are the rivalries that everyone looks for. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. One little inside football. I know we got to let you go. But I still remember sitting in that locker room with you and sitting and all of that. And I can't remember if you were part of this, but I just remember sitting every game coming up to Aaron and asking what the first play was going to be. I think he would ask like 14 times. Like Aaron would always like give a wry smile. I'd be sitting next to him and he's just like, here comes Josh. he'd ask multiple. And I feel like he was always trying to like maybe a petition for a different play at times. Did you ever do that with Aaron? Like were y'all always like, all right, let's run these plays, the first 5 plays, because we feel really confident and comfortable with those, or were you not part of that?
Oh, I mean, listen, we definitely had, the game plan that the coaches put in, and then we would have the game plan that the players wanted to do, that. Right? Like most of the time you wouldn't start with like the first 10 plays, like the scripted plays, because then the coaches are going to catch on. You got to normally wait till like the second quarter. And then you come off the field and the coaches are like, what play did you guys run on second down? It's like, I don't know. Aaron called it. I just blocked. I have no idea what you're talking about. You play dumb, right? You cover for your buddies. No, I never did that. I think that was more City probably just being like, a nervous wreck, like every single game. Like, hey, am I prepared? Am I prepared? Like, do I know what I'm doing? Do I know what I'm doing? And then he goes out there and just, kills everybody with his, 5 all pros that the guys had. Exactly. But no, that was fun back in the days. I mean, it's different though. Like Mason, I'm telling you, and I don't want to nerd out, but quarterback play is just so much different right now where you can tell it's scripted. And hey, if I get this look, I'm running this. If I get this look, like if they give me something else, I just flip it. And quarterbacks, like, I don't think they have the freedom that a lot of guys did back, maybe 10 years ago. Now, maybe that's just because there's a lot of young guys in this league, and maybe it's because Aaron was just like so damn smart and good at it. I don't know what the fine line was there, but you watch quarterback play, and I think that, coordinators are challenged now with trying to make it as easy as they can for their quarterbacks in like one read stuff. And hey, with this guy blitzes, do this. Like it's almost becoming a little robotic, which I don't like. But at the same time, you do get to watch some of these great play callers. Matt LaFleur, I'll put him right up there. You get to watch these play callers really, kind of put everything on their back and say like, man, like that was creative. Wow. Like that's just schematically, I've never seen anything like that. Like that's the part that I do like about it right now is that you're starting to see a lot more creativity when it comes to NFL football. It's not at the college level yet, but you can definitely see a lot of influence that's coming in from the college game with the motions and the formations starting to leak into the NFL a little bit. I think a lot of that is to help out these young quarterbacks. So, but that's the onus on the coaches, man, is to go get your guys in the right position, trust your players, and ultimately, get everybody ready to go.
Former Packer, former Lion, TJ Lang joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. Last thing, TJ, we're doing picks today. Like, give your pick. What do you got happening Sunday? If you want to go with the final score, go ahead. If you want to go with a stat line, whatever, you give us a pick for Sunday that you feel confident in.
Oh man, I'm not going to give you a team because I never pick these games because I like to please both fan bases. But I'm going to say I'm going to say, I might hint at this one. Jared Goff, what's the line? I think it was like 3 or 2.5.
Yeah, it's close. Yeah, 2.5. I think.
Jared Goff is 8-0 against the spread in his career in opening season games.
So
I'll say the final scores. I'm saying the final score is going to be 21-20.
Okay.
You can paint the picture, but I think the Lions are going to cover that 2.5. I just don't know who's going to win, but it's going to be 21-20.
Okay. All right. Well, Lions cover and lose. That's what TJ Lang just said right there. All right.
Thanks,
you got
T.
it. Yeah. Have a good one,
fellas.
TJ.
Have a
Thanks
good
for
weekend.
jumping on. Yeah, you too.
All right, let's tee it up soon. That's my invite. Hey, I just invited you. We're going to play golf soon.
He hung up before
Oh,
your
come and
invite
see
right
it like
there.
that. I mean, I always ask the guy, and he just ignores me. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I was going to. So if you remember, this was last year when we had TJ on. This was like full troll Tommy back in the day. And I asked him about your bench.
that was when I was having an issue with my travel. Like
Yeah.
I was golfing at Quail Hollow,
Yes.
he came after me for that too.
You got in trouble that day. I remember that. Yeah, I totally forgot all about that. But I asked him how much you bench. I remember that. I was really tempted to ask him if there was any Lions training camp fights we didn't hear about, and if the kicker got involved in the fight over there in Detroit to see
probably not.
If you were the one also doing that back in the day. But I didn't. TJ Lang jumping on the Mason Crosby show on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's what a great get. What a great guy too, Mace. Seems like just an awesome dude to hang out with.
Well, I love that last insight he had, and he does. Like, he just has such a unique perspective, being an offensive lineman for all those years, and he can see on both sides too because of his time in Green Bay. And so I do think he's such a unique take there, and like how that with like Aaron, is like I wanted to ask that because I just always remember guys coming up to Aaron and they're like, "Hey, what are we going to do here? What's the thought?" And it was always sitting like almost like had like I thought he was going to throw up most of the time when he was asking him, like he was so nervous. But then he'd go out and ball like TJ said. But yeah, how now it is like the onus is on these coordinators, on the play callers to really get these quarterbacks and these young players in the right spot to be successful. And him giving that insight was so unique, and you almost don't think about it. And that is my thought though with Jared Goff. Jared Goff's not a young quarterback, but I do think he has been a really good system quarterback. So I think the onus is going to be on John Morton, and that, I mean, they have Mark Brunell there, a great quarterback in his own right. So like he'll get him in the right spot, but it's like, what is that system going to look like? Is John Morton going to be able to run it the same way Ben Johnson did? And that, time will tell. Like game Sunday, we'll kick off, we'll see this offense, and we'll know exactly what they're trying to do.
Well, and I don't want to throw too much shade at John Morton, having never seen him play, but I will call him the worst play caller Jared Goff has played with in his career, hands down, with McVay and Ben Johnson.
Yeah, for sure,
being the last two, maybe two of the best in the NFL over that time frame too. So Morton, definitely a little bit of pressure as well.
Got some pressure.
Who do you think's got more pressure, Jared Goff or Jordan Love this season? Because Jared Goff doesn't have no pressure. I don't think that either of their jobs
I think Jared
are on
Goff
the line.
has more pressure, like to show that he is like an elite or like a top quarterback without that proven coordinator.
Sure,
like running the show there. But yeah, I mean, I think Jordan probably has more pressure as, all right, year 3 as a starter. Can you stay healthy? Can you lead this team somewhere to greatness, get over that. All right. First 2 years, I think everybody was just kind of like, all right, let's see what Jordan Love can be. Right. And now it's like, all right, you're the guy.
Ramp it up.
You got to go out there and take this thing over.
Making too much money at this point. Football talk on the Fan. Don't forget Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy, that's the word they use, juicy week 1 matchup between Detroit and Green Bay, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month, guys. That's not, and I didn't even do that. They did the math for me on this one, so I didn't have to mess it up.
Your math is very poor.
It's off today. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. We'll continue some Packer conversation. I want to talk about like some week 1 or maybe full season expectations now for Green Bay, because we know that the Packers are rocking out there with a great defense now with some insurance with Micah Parsons coming in, but the offense still has a little bit of questioning to go around there. And specifically, I think a lot of pressure on the wide receiver room this season for Green Bay. We'll get to that next year on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, live in the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Watch him as he goes.
It's the Mason Crosby Show. Tommy Wirtz in for Mitch Thunder Nellis for one more segment here. Mason Crosby, Packers all-time leading scorer, best friends with TJ Lang as well on the show. We just had TJ on. Make sure you guys go back, listen to that on the Odyssey, iHeart apps. You can as well. Plus the video on YouTube will be up later today. YouTube.com/@thefan_Milwaukee. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All those great things that you can do on YouTube.
Yep, Tommy does all that hard work. You produce this thing like a champ.
I mean,
produce, host. I mean, you're all things. You're all things all the time.
I've also appointed myself as head of security here.
Oh,
since
nice.
We don't have any head of security. Like,
sweet.
By default, I will be head of security. I think probably the best candidate in the building too.
I think
like
so.
no
Yeah.
shade at anyone else, but
anyone sees that Cudahy hat and they're ready to,
Right.
they're just like,
They
oh
just
gosh,
know.
all right, don't mess with this guy.
business is being stood on at that moment as well. Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, and it is officially like we are smelling week 1 of NFL football. Tonight we have Dallas and Philly going at it. That'll be a game that we pick in our weekly pick segment. And of course, our Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions, 3:30 this Sunday. Don't forget, after the game, Green Bay football post-game show with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer and myself. We'll be doing that again this year. I mean, just local programming. Yep. It's like an Oprah TV show with local programming. All of you get it now at this time. And I wanted to talk, Mason, about week 1 specifically. And the wide receiver room is really now my biggest focus for Green Bay. They shored up the defense a lot with Micah Parsons. The offensive line gets an improvement. Everyone knows Josh Jacobs is going to do his thing this year. But the question I want to get out to the Nicolay Law fan talking text line, 414-677-1250. You want to join the show. Who do you predict will lead the Packers in receiving yards in week 1 against Detroit? Mason Crosby, I'll open it up to you at first. Give some of your reasoning, maybe some of your candidates you like, and then ultimately, who do you believe is at the top of the receiving yards for Green Bay in week 1?
I mean, I'm going to throw like a little wrinkle into your like receivers, Tucker Kraft.
Really?
Yeah. I think Tucker Kraft, like if I were game planning this week, I would have a heavy dose of Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgraves. I mean, that would be, and I've said it all week. That is where I would point my attention, and I would try to feed those guys the ball all day, every day. But if we're looking at receivers specifically,
I don't hate your Kraft take. I mean, you don't have to go receiver if you want. Why,
just saying receiving yards,
right.
Yeah. So
why do you like Tucker Kraft more than everyone else?
I think, I mean, what he's shown, and I think he's kind of that comfort blanket for Jordan Love. I mean, I think he's the guy that Jordan knows he can throw some of those tough passes. I mean, some of those touchdowns, some of the catches that Tucker had last year, I mean, they were tough throws that Jordan made, and he came up big with some big catches. And I think it's that, right? It's like he is going to catch the ball. Mm-hmm. Like if you throw it to him in his frame, he will catch the ball. And so if I'm Jordan, I'm getting the ball to Tucker Kraft early and often as much as possible. Make that secondary, make that defense of Detroit stop that part of your offense, and then you open it up to everyone else. But I think you just get the ball to Tucker Kraft, let him try to run with it, do something after the catch, and get those hard extra yards. And so for me, if I'm Jordan Love, I'm looking at Tucker Kraft early and often. Get him in positions to be successful, and then try to open up the field, open it up downfield with Matthew Golden, with, let Romeo Doubs do some of the underneath dirty work. Let's see Matthew Golden's wheels. Let's send him deep. It feels like tight end was never a position that was a hindrance to Green Bay, but I have a feeling with Tucker Kraft that he can really be maybe one of the best tight ends that Green Bay has seen over this stretch of football from, if you go the last 15 years, right? We'll do it on that Super Bowl anniversary, right? There was Jermichael Finley, and he was a vertical threat and amazing talent as well. Injury, cut his career short.
Bob Tonyan became a great red zone threat, obviously.
Remember that year whenever, Bobby had like the most touchdowns in the NFL, right? I think receiving touchdowns. I
thought it was just for the Green Bay in general. I know he had over 10. He had over 10 for sure.
Yeah, I think it was like 15 or something. I mean, it was crazy. And then he tore his ACL. Right. And then he was just not the same after that. But I do think that's a piece that whenever we had great offenses, we had great tight ends. Like you had that tight end option. You look at the teams that, have really dynamic, good offenses. They always have that tight end piece that they can go to in those red zone situations, those tough down situations where you just need to get a completion and get a first down, get a touchdown. Like red zone tight ends are just like if you have a good tight end, it changes your whole play calling ability in those, in that 15 yards and in, because that tight end can just go sit in front of a DB and you can hit him right in the chest, and like a DB is just not going to be able to cover that. So I think having a really good tight end, and the Packers have potential to have a good tight end duo with Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgraves. And if they can utilize those guys the right way, I think the sky's the limit for this offense.
Bob Tonyan, 11 receiving touchdowns in 2020. That's so weird. Like, does that feel like that was a long time ago or sooner than that?
It feels like a long time ago.
It feels like forever.
No one was in the stands to watch it.
Right.
I mean, he was just out there balling out. No one even got to see it.
Yeah, definitely. Bob Tonyan did, however, not lead the NFL that year because Davante Adams led the NFL with 18 that season.
He had 18. I forgot about that. That's insanity.
An insane number from Davante Adams. But 11 touchdowns for Bob Tonyan that year. It is the Mason Crosby Show. We're asking you, who do you think is going to lead Green Bay in receiving yards in week 1 for the Green Bay Packers? I'll take a different one then.
Yeah,
I'll go the other way.
Who do you think?
Let's go Matthew Golden. Why not? I mean, I think that he has easily ascended into the number 1 wide receiver role for Green Bay already. I think that they have the most game plan for him. They have the most different packages that include Matthew Golden out there. And I really think that this is a big step back for Jaden Reed in those opportunities this year. And I don't know if they really are going to. I see Romeo Doubs as that safety blanket, right? Maybe he gets more first downs than Matthew Golden in this game. And quite frankly, I think Jordan Love fell out of trust a little bit with Dontavian Wicks last year because of his performance and how he was not catching and dropping the ball often for the Green Bay Packers last season. So I'll take Matthew Golden. And usually the rookie wide receiver bump doesn't happen until 5, 6, 7 games into a year because you want them to get acclimated to the NFL a little bit more. I still think that Jordan Love and Matthew Golden, from what we were hearing and what we were seeing all throughout training camp, I think that relationship is a lot tighter, a lot sooner than it usually is in the NFL. And I'll take him to have the most receiving yards then in the game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you from the receiver side. I do think Romeo Doubs is still one of Jordan Love's favorite targets. So I think he's going to go to him, earlier. Matthew's going to have to kind of earn that trust. I think it's like you use the word trust. And I do think it's going to be one of those where Jordan Love's going to throw that pass. If Wicks is the guy and he's open, he's going to throw it. If he doesn't come through, this is that Jordan Love step, right? He's going to lean on the guys that are going to make plays for him. I think Jordan Love hasn't been, in a sense, his first 2 years, maybe choosy enough on who he is targeting, right? He's just all right, run the offense. I'm gonna throw guys, whoever's open or whatever the system is telling me. But you got to look back at Aaron, whenever he made the progression to Aaron Rodgers status, he started just going to his guys, right? Mm-hmm. It's you had to earn that throw from Aaron Rodgers, which I think is part of the game. It's you need to earn it with your route running, with your hands, how you catch the ball, what you're going to do after the catch, securing the ball, not turning it over, all those things. So I think a leader of this Packers offense in Jordan Love needs to be choosy about who he's throwing the ball to and make sure it's all right, you're gonna earn my throws. If I'm choosing to give that ball to you, you better come up big, and that demand needs to be there. And I think that's why I would say probably Dontavian Wicks is going to need to earn that. He's going to have to catch the ball and be really productive, and then he'll get more targets. But I think Romeo Doubs is still Jordan Love's guy until proven otherwise, and Matthew Golden's going to have to prove that. And his route running ability, the stuff he does, in that preseason game, the adjustment to the ball that was slightly kind of underthrown, his kind of late hands and his late movement. Those things are hard to teach. He has this innate ability to go and find the football. And so I do think Matthew Golden, could and should be a really integral part of this offense. But I do think as a rookie, he's going to have to earn it from Jordan Love. And from everything I've heard from Jordan Love, whenever they ask about Matthew Golden, he is a little hesitant to just say Matthew Golden's he's the guy.
Yeah.
Like he's the guy. He's like, earn it. He's got to, he's a rookie. He's still figuring things out. He is going to have to earn that, earn that status, which I think will push him to be great. Like Devontae Adams had to earn that, right?
Yeah.
I think there were so many questions about Devontae Adams early.
Absolutely.
And then, like you say, 18 touchdowns in 2020, like insanity. I mean, Devontae Adams is a stud, but he had to earn it. And those veteran guys made him earn it. And I think that's the next step for this Packers team is they're very young, but they have guys with experience. They have guys that have played a lot of football. They need to make sure that these young guys earn it.
Aaron Rodgers had 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in 2020. Led the NFL in completion percentage as well during that time at over 70%, had a 121.5 QB rating.
I guess that's good.
That's not terrible. Now we're going to new segment alert here. Ken Mason named the teammates. 3 other tight ends caught touchdown passes that year other than Bob Tonyan. Name those 3 tight ends.
Mercedes Lewis was on the team, right?
That was one. He had 3 of them. The other 2 each had 1 touchdown.
Who else was on our team that year?
2020.
On the
spot. No prep for you at all here.
I can't think of who else caught one. Who else was in that room? No, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah.
We got Jace Sternberger caught
Sternberger.
One. Yes.
I forgot Jace was on that team. Man.
And Dominic Daphne also.
But Daphne, like, he was a fullback tight end. Like, he kind of did both. So.
Well, listed at tight end here.
I felt like he was more of a fullback.
Okay, well, no.
That was a trick question.
That was a trick question. My bad. He had
but Sternberger. I forgot. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's a bad miss. It's a bad miss. We're trying to get you more guests on this show.
Wasn't he a rookie, though? Yeah, I probably didn't even know he was on the team yet.
Probably, yeah. I think his first year, just looking back here real quick, was 19. 2020 was actually his last year in the NFL. So
talk about earning it. Yeah, he needed to see him earn it a little bit.
We're going to talk to Drew Wagner on the other side. A little more Milwaukee Brewers action coming your way. Mitch Thundernella should be here, I think, joining the program as well. Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Thunder Nellis. Brought to you by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee on 1250 AM and 1057 FM The Fan. Inside the Clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Oh, good morning. My name's Mitch Nellis. What's yours?
Hey, I'm Mason Crosby. Hey, thanks for being here, Mitch. I'm glad you got to pop in.
Hi, Mason Crosby. How are you? Are you the Packers' all-time leading scorer?
Yes, and this is the Mason Crosby Show. If you had forgotten, now that you're doing Middays with Thunder.
Are we presented by Verizon?
Yes.
Okay, we got to stop this.
The number one,
like, I don't know what that was.
I don't
it's
know
the
what it was.
official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers.
I know. I
Come
was
on,
into
Tommy.
it. Yeah. Just play along.
Oh,
Just play
God.
along.
No.
Tommy.
You're going to do this before Drew Wagner comes
Yeah, I
out.
know.
And, like,
Was he listening? Yeah, he's gone.
Is Drew Wagner coming up next?
Yeah, and he's the Brewers inside. He's inside their clubhouse.
I love it. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. My name's Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder, and I'm joining the Mason Crosby Show every day at 10 as I get ready for Middays with Thunder. But we still have an hour of fun and frivolity with the Packers' all-time leading scorer, the stud of the gridiron, the metal leg of strength and dominance, Mason Crosby.
Man, how do you come up with these things? I mean, yeah, I feel really good about it. Yeah, you missed a good one with TJ though.
I heard it was awesome.
I didn't let Tommy talk because I knew he was going to throw some smoke out there. So
every time Tommy jumped in, he
no
was
words.
like ripping on the Packers. He was like, "Hey, how about have another reunion where nobody can come?" Yay! It was amazing.
No.
Happy birthday week. I know it's birthday plus a day, but it's still birthday week. So we're still celebrating Mason Crosby.
We'll keep it rolling. Yeah. All week, every day. I had to cut Elizabeth short off a little bit. She was, I think, just shy of a week, but I stole some of her birthday week thunder.
It happens. You can't steal her thunder because it's all thunder.
I can't steal it.
Joining us now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law from ForbesSports.com, our Milwaukee baseball insider. He is the one, the only, Drew Wagner. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Buva. Whatever you guys are drinking this morning, I'll take a double.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, TJ told us, TJ said that he puts some whiskey in his coffee occasionally. So not this morning, but occasionally. So yeah, I don't know if that's what's in our coffees this morning, but feeling good. Drew, it's been a while. I haven't talked to you in a bit. What do you say about our Brewers right now? I mean, Bryce Terang, Freddie Peralta get NL Players of the Month, which I feel like they should just be MLB Players of the Month because they're the best ever. What do you think? That game last night was important, right? I mean, beating the Phillies last night was a big game. Just talk to us about where this Brewers team is right now.
I mean, that you're looking back a little bit, that last month might have been the most impressive month of Brewers baseball in their 50 whatever year history, 55, 54. They were, say for the last couple, maybe week, that was about as dominant a stretch as you've seen the Brewers play. Terang was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that power surge was out of nowhere. Freddie was dominant. He's got his shortcomings, Tommy and I talk about this every time he starts, his inability to go deep into games. But when he was in there, he was lights out. It was about as good of a month as you've ever seen from this franchise. And it's a great way to go into the home stretch. And last night's victory was big. You got back on the right track for starters. But more important, you've now clinched the tiebreaker with the Phillies. And I tweeted this out last night with a little, for Tommy Wirtz, fun with numbers, brought to you by Gold Bond Medicated Powder.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it.
Love it. Not sponsored yet, but we're trying.
Yeah, working on it.
They are 32-19 against the current Major League Baseball playoff field.
Jeez.
They are 10-1 against the two NL division leaders. The only team they don't hold a tiebreaker with in the entire playoff field in the NL is the Cubs, and the American League, the Yankees. They still have three more against the Padres. So
that's insane.
They're doing pretty darn good.
Yeah, they are. And
Amen.
I think Tommy brought up, if they go 11 and 11 here in the last 22 games, that they will break the franchise record for wins, which is just unbelievable, especially, with the streak that they had, here in, going into August, getting those George Webb burgers. And now it's just to think that they can be the best Brewers team, regular season Brewers team in history. But they deserve it, right? I mean, they're playing great baseball. What did you see from that game last night? I was Tommy and I were laughing every time I get to turn on and watch a little bit and watch live. I feel like Siegler is in the game and he's not, he had a weird error last night that I saw and all that. Like, where do you think that, he might be the only, defensive player that is not, hitting on all
liability
on all cylinders at all times?
Did Sparky put you up to that?
No, we all agree. We are all on the same.
I got
page.
I got a very calm, measured, thought out,
Sparky,
logical
that sounds
text message from our fearless leader last night. It was a 4-message string questioning Anthony Siegler in any possible way, going so far to declare him as the worst player he's ever seen for the Brewers.
Of course.
I mean, Mrs. Thunder literally
and I never like to go into that space, right?
And Mason, last night we were watching, and Mrs. Thunder was like, "Why do you pick on him so much?" Literally, the next play he makes an error.
Yeah, and that was a.
What do you want me to do?
And sometimes it's like, some weird ones, but like that. I mean, the one he missed there. I mean, it was just a slow bouncing ball. It looked like,
all of us have grown weary because we have asked the question and we have answered the question. So I'm just going to say this: my colleague, my first baseman, young Jack Stern at Brewer Fanatic, wrote a very detailed piece about Anthony Siegler's place on this team, why they like him so much, yada, yada, yada. Whether you agree with it, whether you don't agree with it, go read it. Jack covered the bases, and it's just a lot easier to say, go read Jack's crap than wasting valuable airtime dissecting him.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah, and I'm just a huge proponent, though. It's like you have guys, you have people that you bring in on your squad. You want to see them be successful. You want to keep, giving opportunities. I benefited from that in my time in Green Bay, where it's like, you don't just, pull the rug just because there's, some down play. But it's just like, as this Brewers team is pushing towards the playoffs, I think like the cream is rising to the top. You kind of know what this, this best lineup and this best squad is. And unfortunately, Siegler has just kind of shown some, laid some eggs in some different, different situations. But, like you said, with Bryce Terang, with some of the guys that are, stepping up and doing big things. I mean, Bryce, you talked about his power. I mean, he almost had 2 home runs last night. He hit the fence twice.
Yeah, so he barreled those things as far as you can go without going out. One last thing I want to say about Siegler is, my guess is when Joey Ortiz comes back, he's going to be out. You have Joey Ortiz and Reese Hoskins coming back. My guess is going to be Siegler gets sent down, Bowers gets DFA'd. That's my guess of the thing. I think Siegler is here right now because they don't have a lot of other options. Does that explain why they're putting him in the starting lineup every other day? No, it doesn't. But my guess would be that Siegler will be the guy sent out, and Mona will go back into that utility role.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense for sure.
It doesn't make any sense. He shouldn't be on the team right now, but it makes as much sense as can make sense out of a nonsensical situation.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
totally
there we
makes
go.
Sense.
There we
yeah, that totally made sense.
Mitch,
all right,
do you need a hug? You sound like you need a hug.
I'm a little fired up about Siegler. I'm okay. I just, I'm happy. I'm really fired up about the Brewers. I'm excited about the win. I'm ready for the game today. I'm just like, I'm just hanging out.
I mean, Mitch is just dipping his toe in this radio thing,
Right.
He's just
First
like,
time.
He's just trying it out, going, 10 to 11. And then, oh, wait, no, now he's, live from 11 to 2. I mean, are you now, Drew, do you have a spot on Middays with Thunder? I mean, is that coming down the line? Because, Drew, we can't get enough of you.
Programming announcement tomorrow from 11 to 2. yours truly joining Thunder for 3 hours of power right here on the mighty
There
1250
you go.
and
I
1057 The Fan.
I love how I asked Drew that a week ago, and he was like, maybe. And
Maybe.
and never got back to me.
So now
and
we
then
just
announces it on the radio.
I love it.
Amazing.
That's what we do.
I'm all for the entrance, boys. I'm all for the entrance.
All Bengals all the time tomorrow on Middays with Thunder.
Yeah, you know what? I want to go ahead. There was a little piece of news yesterday for those who use certain streaming platforms to watch out-of-market content.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's they
Green East has been shut down, and you know, I'm grateful because I'm a big proponent of men's mental health awareness and self-care. This might be the number one thing to help my mental health is no longer being able to watch the Bengals every Sunday.
That's going to help you out, right? Well, at least they play the Browns
Big
this
time.
weekend. It should, they should get that win.
The loser should be relegated.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Look at
right?
you.
Yeah.
Look at you, Mitch.
Kicked out of Ohio. The winner should be kicked out of Ohio. That's like the greatest gift, not having to live in Ohio.
That'd be the game. Yeah, the winner gets the lead.
Who does that communist team up north play this week?
Communist team. You don't know who's playing in Wisconsin this week?
Is it Chicago?
No, they're playing the Lions.
There you go. Yep.
Hey,
that's a loss.
Hey, we're gonna pick. Yeah, I was gonna say pick the game because we're picking after you get off here at 10:20. So you're picking the Lions in that one.
I'm picking the Lions straight up.
You don't even like the Lions, bro.
I know. I don't need to like the Lions to. I've said many times my favorite teams in the National Football League: the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bears, and whoever plays the Packers.
Such a hater.
Such a hater. Funny. That's so good. All right, let's talk about this.
They had a kicker that drove me crazy for a long time. So
I understand. I understand. I mean, it's it's tough whenever you're rooting for teams that just can't win playoff games. Whenever you are a Bengals fan, they made the playoffs. I was actually
getting some grief from the boys in the press box. I was getting some grief the other day from the boys in the press box because that Packers Bengals game in 2023 was just before Game 3 of the NLDS in Atlanta, and I was watching it at Truist Park in the press box with the fellas. And I will admit, Mason, and I love you like a brother, I cussed you out a lot that day, and everyone gets a great laugh. Everyone gets a great laugh out of the fact that I'm on with you now twice a week. So that was a good day.
I mean, I obviously I was cussing myself out. It's it was definitely one to forget. And like I said, in my mind, I think I live in a fantasy world, but I don't remember any of those misses. I just remember the one I made at the end. So it's all good.
Amen. I remember, and we talked about this early on. I remember from that game was you going over to talk to Mac afterwards, and that stood out to me a lot. That's a class act move. I was still pissed at you for making that one, but no, you earned my respect back.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, that's important stuff.
It is. Real quick, Drew Wagner joining us here on the Fan Guest Hotline powered by Gruber Law. Quintana bounces back after a bad performance against Toronto. How important was it that he got into the seventh? I know he got into trouble in the seventh, but after a day off and then still Ashby, Uribe, and Koenig all pitch. But the fact that that Quintana gave them some good innings, does that give you some good feelings for the rest of the season for him?
Yeah, I think so. That was a huge performance yesterday for him. And you're right, getting to the seventh was crucial. He had the day off. You give a lot of guys a second day. Quintana went out there and did his job. That seventh inning was a bit of a meatball there, that home run. But he did his job. And then the bullpen came in, and it was a little unorthodox from what we're used to seeing. Uribe coming in there and working the eighth and giving Koenig the ninth. Just the way that it lined up, and Jim Henderson had brought it up to Murphy about maybe flipping those guys for the matchups. Huge outing for Koenig. Absolutely huge outing for Quintana. Huge outing for Koenig.
And then they missed Skeens this weekend, too, in Pittsburgh. Skeens is pitching today against the Dodgers. He could double up for the Brewers. If he beats the Dodgers, that helps the Brewers, for the National League race. And then they don't have to face him in Pittsburgh this weekend.
Yeah, this week is really lining up well for the Brewers. You get that much-needed day off. Then you get a big victory. And on top of that, everybody lost yesterday. The Phillies lost. The Padres lost. The Dodgers lost. And our friends to the south, in beautiful Craig Counsell fashion, pulling your pitcher with a no-hitter in the fifth at 75 pitches and a 1-0 lead, and you lose 5-1. Spectacular. The delicate genius does it again.
I love it. All right, before we let you go, I do like Tommy and I talked about it a little bit. Is there concern with Yelich's back? I know they had him down yesterday.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And sorry to cut you off, Miss. The way that it was explained to us, though, he kind of slid. It was last week against the Diamondbacks, and I cannot remember what game it was, but he had a pretty deep single, was being aggressive, tried to stretch into a double, slid into the base. His back had been barking a little bit since then. He was trying to play through it. After the off day, they figured, you know what? The guy's played a ton more than anybody expected. I mean, he's really been healthy all year. That back has not been an issue. He's played a lot more. He's been a lot more durable. He's playing a lot more outfield than they anticipated. Why not just be careful? Let's try and stack a couple of days, rest him up, make sure everything is good so it doesn't become a problem as they go into this stretch run and what they hope is a deep October run. So I think it's just precautionary. We haven't talked to him yet. We're going to get him at the ballpark today, but it sounds like it's just, hey, we kind of have a luxury right now. We have a pretty deep outfield. We've got some bats we can move into the DH spot. We can give Yelich a blow. Just let's err on the side of caution.
And again, like this Brewers team, so spectacular that you give your best bat and like one of the kind of heartbeat of this team a day's rest, and you still go out there and beat the Phillies. Like this team is something special, and we're all here for it. And I cannot wait. Let's just get to this postseason as quickly as possible and see what this team can do in the series in the postseason. I'm so excited for for October baseball.
We got a lot to get through before we get to that, but
no, I'm already there. I'm already there. I took the train. I'm already waiting.
Wow. Slow down.
I was gonna make a joke, but even for me, that would be too harsh.
Too harsh. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Drew. It was good talking to you, and we'll talk to you again on Monday.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Drew. That's Drew Wagner, ForbesSports.com, our Milwaukee baseball insider on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. Much needed win and much needed start last night, Mason. Like the way they started, I know it got a little dicey when you get 6-3 and you got a couple guys on against Schwarber and Harper. But the way they started and jumped on Nola, it just felt like they got the day off. And we talked about that last week a little bit about that one day off can just energize everybody in the right way. And it sure looked like it did earlier in that game last night.
Yeah, exactly. I turned it on. Yeah. And it was like, the third inning, and they were
5-0 already. Yep.
Yeah. There was already 5-0. And it was like, okay, like this is solid. Like, and I think that's where, unfortunately they kind of gave that one up in the first game against the Phillies. Like they were, they had a good lead. So, Phillies are obviously a solid squad, have some great batting there in the middle of that lineup. But yeah, I think this Brewers team just, they find a way, and they're gritty. They grind every day, even if they make a mistake. They kind of had some weird defensive shifts where the Phillies found some holes, but then they just adjust and they find a way to get it done. And I think that's what makes them such a special team, is like they can win in so many different ways.
Absolutely. And what really vexed me about Monday's game was that the inning that Mizorowski got in trouble, he walked the leadoff hitter. The inning that Uribe got in trouble, he walked the leadoff hitter. And I hate walking the leadoff hitter. But you know what I love? I love when our team and Bryce Terang walks to lead off the game, because I would if Bryce Terang, anytime he walks to lead off the game, I'm going to bet my mortgage that he's going to score.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about that? I think that stat is real, right? Yeah. If he walked that leadoff guy, I mean, it's not
Tommy.
Good.
Tommy loves this stat. This is one of Tommy's favorite stats. A leadoff walk is more likely to score than a leadoff triple.
Really?
Which is right, Tommy?
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
That's crazy. I mean, it's like 1% more. It's like they're basically even. But you would think that's so anti-logical. But it's like, man, you walk that leadoff guy, and it's going to come back to
Do you
burn
feel
you.
like then like that pitcher is like, okay, I walked that, like I wasn't throwing strikes, and so then like they just make sure they
throw
throw
a couple
a strike.
meatballs. Throw a couple
Yeah,
meatballs.
they throw
Yep.
some meatballs in there. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We got our picks coming up, right?
Sir.
Picks. Yep, it's pick time.
It's pick time. Let's
Yeah.
go. We have.
I'm still trying to decide on my like unique, the one
I got
want
mine.
to do.
I got
Okay.
mine.
All
I'm
right.
excited. I don't know if I'm excited for it. I might be a homer. You guys are gonna
Okay.
rip on me for it.
Yeah,
That's okay.
probably.
At least I kept it football. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I don't know if I'm going football.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
me.
you never
I'm going
go
somewhere.
football.
God,
I'm
you guys
going
are
somewhere
nuts.
weird. Yeah.
This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz, and the kicker of all time.
Yep.
I don't even know what that
At least
means.
in Green
the
Bay.
kicker of all, Mason Green Bay
Mason
is
Green Bay.
here. We are on the Fan.
It's time for the boys' weekly picks. Hear who they think will win the big games this weekend. Just don't trust them. It's weekly picks with Mason Crosby, Mitch
Just
Nellis,
don't
and
trust
Tommy
them.
Wirtz.
That's my favorite.
Love it. Love it. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. And it is time for our weekly picks here on the Mason Crosby
We're
Show.
back.
Tommy, I don't know if you have the standings from last year real quick to pull up.
I feel like
no big
you
NBD.
remember the standings, if that's why.
I know I was first.
So
I don't really care who was after that. Mason, when you won the Super Bowl, do you care who finished second or third or fourth or fifth? Or you just know that you won the Super Bowl?
You just know you won. Yeah.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah, totally forgot that he played against Pittsburgh.
No
in that
losers
game.
mentality.
Totally
That's
forgot.
right. That's
No,
right.
here's the thing. Like, are we allowed to put anything on this? Like for us?
I
Our sake?
mean-
Like we can't put it out there. All right,
That's-
we'll talk on the side.
That's a lot to put
Side
on.
talk.
That's a lot of talk from the guy who came in last place last year on this. So,
Well, Tom, I know y'all had to teach me how to
Right,
do
how
it.
to gamble,
though.
because
Yeah, I didn't even know how to
gambling's
pick
illegal.
teams.
Yeah.
Right, gambling's illegal
Yeah,
for
I
NFL
was
players.
I was an amateur.
real
Wow.
quick, the standings from last year. Mitchell, what a phenomenal year you were. 53-33-2,
That is
picking
sick.
against the spread. Myself, 12 games above 500, 49-37-1.
Okay.
Mason Crosby, 46-41-1.
Still over
So
500,
everyone
least
over
we're
500.
which
Yeah,
is
I
actually
mean,
pretty unbelievable against the spread.
Against
that
the
doesn't
spread.
happen.
Good.
yes. So now
We're good.
2025, we have some games that we would like to go to. So we're going to go 4 games this week and then bring your own for the
fifth.
fifth game.
Now, real quick, Mason, a couple of the lines have been tweaked
Yeah.
because, of course, we look at the WhatsApp Potawatomi.
Whatever
So
Potawatomi
from
say.
yesterday, a couple of the lines have been tweaked a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll
All right.
update you as we go along.
As we go along, let's
I
start
appreciate
with Wisconsin with the Badgers this week
Not available
because
at Potawatomi.
they are not available at Potawatomi, but the lines are minus 29 in favor of the Wisconsin Badgers taking on Middle Tennessee State, who lost to Austin P last week. Which I didn't even know they had a program.
By them too. 34-14.
Mason,
Yes.
is Middle Tennessee State like? I mean, it's like not that far from you. Is it
So-
on anyone's radar?
Yeah, here's what's great. So a lot of the guys in the area, like if they don't go to a bigger school, a lot of kids around here go to Middle Tennessee State and then try to maybe get somewhere else. It's kind of a feeder school,
Sure.
I would say.
Okay.
Funny story though is my free safety, a year older than me, from Georgetown High School,
Sure.
is a coach at Middle Tennessee State.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, so you don't want to get him on this week?
So I have some inside
Yeah,
information.
just mock him.
Yeah.
You didn't want to get him. You
I'll
didn't want
call
to
him.
get him.
Maybe
on-
I'll text him today. Yeah, he
Yeah.
actually wrote a cool book. Dang, I should get him on.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I
Yeah.
thought
All right.
you were a
Thanks
radio
for that
guy now,
info.
Mason. I thought you
Yeah,
started
I
thinking
know.
like a radio
I'm
guy.
still trying to figure all that
Well,
out.
I'm putting him on my podcast.
Who wants
Gotta
to
be
kick
in
it
my
off?
shoes.
Who wants to start
I'll
first?
start.
Oh, sorry,
I'll start.
Tommy. We're wasting your time. Yeah.
No, okay, I'm not saying that.
Sorry, bro. Yeah. All right. Yep.
Remember, you can watch us on YouTube at The Fan Milwaukee. I'll start it off, and I will take Middle Tennessee State because the Badgers will win this game by 28 points. Just like last week, they were favored by 17.5, and they won by 17. This week, they're favored by 28.5 or 29 now. They will win by 28. They will win like 35-7, and everyone who bets on Wisconsin will be pulling their hair out.
I know. Gosh,
Mm.
this is a tough one.
Do you want me to go next, Mr. Crosby?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I will go next, and I will take as well Middle Tennessee to cover plus 29 on the Badgers. I don't think the Badgers are going to put up 29 points, so I don't know how they're going to cover the spread.
point.
I think
Good
they'll
point.
win the game. I think they'll probably win 20-0. I mean, it would not be shocked if Middle Tennessee.
29 is a huge number.
That's a big number, and you want to tell me that you've had any faith
Like
the
if
Badgers will put up
can even score 30
4
points.
touchdowns in a game? No shots. They might not do that all season.
Yeah. All right. Well, I told you, and I have to do this because I said that the Badgers are going to win 7 games this year. So I'm going to take the Badgers.
Yeah, you are.
Oh man.
Yeah,
At
you
the point.
are.
I mean, Austin P beat Middle Tennessee State 34-14.
Yeah,
If
you're
they
right,
can
you're
put
right.
up 34 points,
Good
I
point.
got to have faith that the Badgers can put up over 30 points on this team.
Love it.
And they're the best defense in the Big Ten. So,
Tommy, how many texts are we going to get Saturday night when Mason's 1-0 and we're
oh my
0-1?
gosh, I am
He's
like,
in first
I
place.
had to do it. This first one. I mean, but you know me, unfortunately, I think that's why some of my picks were really bad last year because I'm just like, I have to go counter to what y'all say.
Well, and you homer way harder than us.
I am.
too.
I'm a
Yeah.
hard home. Yeah, I go home.
Okay.
really hard.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes from
Go
there.
Badgers. I mean, I love the Badgers. Y'all went to school there, but I actually care about them.
I
Probably the
actually care
worst.
so much that I'm angry. I'm disappointed.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
I
as you
am
should
the
be.
father.
You're the
Yeah.
father. I
Yeah.
love you so much.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Tommy, this is,
disappointed.
Tommy, this is before your time, but when I was writing for the Badger Herald, I actually wrote an op-ed that started, I should never be embarrassed to be a Wisconsin Badger. It was when they scored 32 points in Charlotte against Southwest Missouri State and Steve Alford. And it was like they scored 32 in an NCAA tournament game. And I said, I was embarrassed to be in the stands at this game.
Yeah. So a direction and
mad.
a state and a state school, like a Southwest Missouri State, Middle Tennessee State, bad vibes. Just bad like vibes. What I'm going vibes. With. All right. Let's go to tonight's game, right? Eagles, Cowboys. This is a line that did change a little bit. It is Eagles -8, not 8.5 anymore. All betting odds now courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Who would like to kick things off with this one? Mr. Crosby, would you like to go first?
Oh,
yeah.
Nice, okay. Last to first. Yep. I'm going to go Eagles to cover that. I think they're going to win by 10 or more.
Okay.
I just think the Cowboys are going to be toast. I think the Cowboys offense is still going to be, they're going to be something to be reckoned with. But I mean, I think the Eagles are going to win by 10.
Yeah. I will go second, and I'm not.
Are we going to pick, like, are we going to do scores, or are we just going to?
We usually just do that for the Packers game.
Just Packers is the tiebreaker.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting. We're getting back into it.
Yeah, exactly. I am right. I'm not releasing this as my bonus pick, but I do really like the over in this game, kind of like what Mason just said. The Cowboys offense is still pretty good. But I also am picking the Eagles. I actually agree with everything Mason said. I think the Eagles win by 10-14. I think it's a little more high scoring. I think it's an entertaining game.
I think it'll be good.
Philly's better. I mean, Philly's just better.
Quarter,
yeah, I think that's right.
I'm going to go with Dallas to cover on +8 here.
He starts 0-1. I love it.
0-2. That's
16 touchdowns to 1 interception in the last 5 games for Dak Prescott against Philadelphia.
Ooh,
Kenny Clark. I root for my friends Kenny Clark, unlike Mason Crosby on this show sometimes.
But you already said Saquon's going to get 200 yards rushing.
I said that was going to to be the funny part if it did happen.
That will be the
I
funny part.
do think Philly still wins this game, but I think Dallas helps cover 8.
Nice.
We can go to Monday nights because we always do division on here. I'll start things off with Vikings and Bears. I will take the Chicago
Has that
Bears.
line changed, or is it still 1.5?
1.5 on that line. Okay. I will take the Bears. I think they can win outright. I think this is who shows off more, JJ McCarthy or Ben Johnson in week 1, right? And I am putting my eggs in the Ben Johnson basket to show off more in week 1. I do think it's not as beautiful as a matchup because they're going to get Brian Flores blitzing 72% of the time, and Caleb Williams never throws the ball away. But I will think that Ben Johnson does a little bit of magic just for this week 1. I don't think the Vikings have a worse season than the Bears, but I will go Bears for week 1.
Okay, it is in Chicago. That changes a little bit, but it's Chicago week 1, not in December. So I'm picking the Vikings.
Okay.
Yeah, Vikings cover that for sure.
I agree. I'm with Tommy on this one. I'm taking the Bears. I think this is an ugly, disgusting matchup. I think these two, I just think this is an ugly. I think tonight's is a fun game. I think Monday night's game deteriorates and just like awful football. I think these two teams are not ready to play yet. I don't think the Bears will have adjusted to Ben Johnson's schemes. I think JJ McCarthy's not ready to play either. I think it's like 10. The Bears end up winning like 13-9 or 10-9 or some dumb, low-scoring, yucky game. But I'll take the Bears just because they're at home and it's a first-time quarterback, and I just think that the Bears figure out a way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ben Johnson showing out more than JJ McCarthy makes more sense in week 1 to me.
I think neither show up. I think they both.
No one shows. It's a defensive game, and
2-0, and the Bears
lots of field goals.
Yeah, the Bears cover on a safety. Yes, okay, I got it.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, we're getting in safety talk.
That's right.
You know what? If you bet,
it's gonna be 6-4.
If you bet on a safety, you get great odds.
Yeah,
great odds on a safety.
Great odds on any game.
Do we go solo game next? Leave the Packers for last?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who do you want me to go first on this one? You want to go first?
If you want.
Go for it, Mitch.
I'm gonna take the New England Patriots at home against the Las Vegas, Oakland, LA Raiders.
Okay.
They're favored by 2.5. I believe I have at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Yep, 2.5. I just think like the Patriots are decent this year. I think they're like 8-9.
You like Vrabel taking over?
I like Vrabel there. I think Drake May's okay. I think everybody's excited about Ashton Genty, but I think the Raiders are trash. I think they're still trash. I think their organization is trash. And so I think the Patriots win this game. I don't know that they're I don't think the Patriots are great. I just think they're better than the Raiders and that they're favored by less than a field goal at home. I like that pick.
Okay. All right. Mason, you want me to go next or you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll go next here. I will will get 2 games done by the Badger game, because I'm going to bet on Friday as well. And I'm going to go Chiefs -3 over the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert's the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
You hate that guy.
I think Jim Harbaugh should be in prison. And I am going to
He shouldn't have been allowed. He should have been banned from coaching.
Right.
All levels.
Now we just let all cheaters, Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh, all back into the professional football league, which I'm going to take the Chiefs to absolutely stomp them.
I just want Harbaugh to get fired, and then like one day Nolan Crosby shows up at Brentwood and across the field at Franklin High School.
Oh my
Franklin,
gosh.
Tennessee. It's
That's
Jim
where
Harbaugh.
he would go. Yeah,
Right,
some random place.
Exactly.
Yeah, like because we actually at our middle school here in Brentwood Middle, the De La Salle, De La Salle, the high school powerhouse.
Yep.
A former coach from there is actually coaching the middle school here.
Nice.
So it's not that far fetched.
You got to build it back up somewhere.
He's got to build it
the
back
next
up.
IMG head coach is Jim Harbaugh. Yes.
So Tom, you got the Chiefs -3 in Brazil.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a Brazilian
Team
3. So
Team
technically I'll go 4.5 for
God,
you.
you love,
Yeah.
you
But
love
you
Taylor.
don't know
You
though.
love
There's
Taylor
a
Swift
lot
so
of
much.
Chargers fans in Brazil, so I don't.
There's
think
not a
you're
lot
missing
of
on
Chargers
that.
fans
No.
in general.
It's
Like,
just-
what do
it's
you
a
mean?
Big Brazil, Brazil contingent of Chargers fans.
Yeah.
You got to watch it.
Justin
you just didn't
Herbert.
even know
I'm
that.
drunk
You didn't
in
know
the
that.
back of the car, and I'm crying like a baby come over.
How do you
Well,
say Charger?
that's where
in
Jim.
Portuguese?
That's where Harbaugh like has all his money is down in Brazil. Like that's
my
he
gosh.
funnels it.
Right.
I think that's Colombia, actually.
Oh yeah, maybe that's a Cayman.
Mason, what soccer game are you about to pick here?
No, this is a first, and it's kind of wild. So U.S. Open going on right now in tennis, and there is a Canadian in the semifinals. So this is the only reason I'm picking this is because I'm picking against the Canadian.
Oh, you're taking Yannick
I'm
Sinner?
taking Yannick Sinner.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's -2,500.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, oh wow, you're.
I
really
gotta
going
have
out
one
on a
easy
limb here.
win. I'm starting this.
You know what?
Off. Hey, you
The
didn't.
spread
There
is
were no
actually
stipulations.
-7.5.
You-
Should
you-
he have to take the spread?
he's got to pick the Badgers 7 times this year, so I'm okay with him taking Yannick
Exactly.
Sinner.
I mean, I have
once.
to get one.
Yannick Sinner.
Yeah,
I gotta
okay.
get one.
Plus or minus.
I wanted to pick the
2,500.
Djokovic
Yeah,
Alcaraz.
that's
game,
I'm
but
excited. I mean, obviously, that's a much more exciting and sexy matchup.
Where
at
did
the
you
US
see?
Open.
I didn't even see betting lines on that.
It's
Where
on.
is
You go to the Potawatomi site and you just click on tennis. It's
Oh,
pretty,
okay.
It's
Oh,
pretty,
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty. It's pretty difficult.
I'm sorry. I was just looking at the matchup. I'm just
Felix-
like Yannick Sinner is going to win this game or
Felix
this match, so I
Auger
got to have it.
Alisime.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alisime.
Alisime.
Aliasim, I think, is actually probably how-
Aliasim.
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 And of course, our Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. That line has also moved. It was 2.5 this morning when I sent it out to the boys. It is now at Packers -2. I can start things off.
Well,
if you
TJ
would
Lang
like.
actually already started things. Off.
TJ Lang did expect
21-20
that the
Packers,
spread.
right?
Well, he said 21-20 with no.
Right,
with
but
the
we know what that meant.
He
Yes.
said Packers.
He did say Lions cover, so
Yeah,
he kind of
he
threw
did.
himself under the bus there with that. I will take Green Bay because you got to take them week 1, right? I mean, let's take the Packers. Let's ride the Micah Parsons wave for the week. Packers -2 over Detroit.
So can I predict a push? Do I get extra
Oh my
points?
gosh,
If
no!
I predict.
What is this, soccer? We're rooting for ties now here, Mitch?
I'm not rooting for it. I actually
You're predicting a -2. Like, so you're predicting.
I'll
like
tell
a
you the
push.
score I
How many
wanted to go with.
safeties in this
So
game?
I'm going to
Yeah.
take the Packers,
22-20.
but I'm actually picking, and I'm picking the Packers to cover the spread as my official pick in the contest. But as my tiebreaker, I'm picking Packers 26-24.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I think
So
McManus kicks a
your
field goal.
tiebreaker
Right.
is
Field goal at the buzzer.
is a push.
Down
Okay.
24-23. They get into field goal range. It's like a 42-yarder. McManus buries it. The crowd goes nuts. And the crowd is nuts all 3+ hours because Mason Crosby has called out the Green Bay
Call 'em
Packers
out.
fans and told you to stand up and get loud, Packers fans.
You
Let's
bring
go.
it.
All right.
Bring
I'll
it,
prices
bring
right
it.
you too. 'cause
TJ
I
already
forgot.
said it's going to be loud there.
Yeah, 27-24. I'll prices right, Mitch.
All right.
That.
Okay.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
Mr. Crosby. Wrap
So
us
you're
up.
all right. So all right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, got to go Packers. To cover that, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with TJ on a lower scoring game. I'm leaning like Yeah, I'm going like 17-14.
Ooh, okay.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I was like going maybe like 2017, but yeah, let's go 17-14. Let's keep it low scoring.
We're
Okay.
going low scoring.
All right.
Okay.
Recapping it up for
Hold
us.
on real quick. What's the over-under on the Packers game?
On the Packers game
Yeah.
specifically, the over-under on Sunday looks like I got 47.
Okay, so 17-14 is pretty low, where
That's
it's
the
like
under.
47 is a little high. For a week one, that's a little high. I like
47.
I like it.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's a little high.
Actually, can I change? I'm going to go 2017.
Okay, yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
I think that just a few more scores.
Few more scores, so a push on the over. Got it. I have the recap here. Badgers, Mason taking them to cover -29, while me and Mitch have Middle Tennessee covering at 29. Eagles, Cowboys, -8 for Mason and Mitch, while I have Dallas to cover the 8. We have the Vikings Bears, in which me and Mitch are in agreement on Bears to cover 1.5, while Mason takes the Vikings. Our solo game, I have Chiefs -3, Mitch has Pats -2.5. Mason Crosby has Yannick Sinner at -2,500. He's going to put $2,500 on this game.
The easiest pick I've ever made.
And then all of us taking the Packers to cover -2 in some capacity. Mitch's official pick, though, is a push. I got that.
Yeah.
I got that in there
This
as well.
tie-break pick.
Nice.
Tiebreaker pick is a push.
Hey, there could be a lot of movement already here, week one, in in our stands.
Yeah, we only
exciting.
agreed on Packers. It's the only one we agreed on, so that'll be fun. And I mean, picks is the best segment. Like
I
that's
love it.
picks is always great. So shout out Potawatomi for the odds.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
appreciate the odds. And they're obviously changing, so there's a lot of action going on right now.
Yeah,
It's week one.
it's going to be a
We're
lot
ready.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Picks are in, locked and loaded. Let's go. Mason's extra points are coming up next on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Man, it is football season, and I am so excited to be playing with my friends from Underdog. That's right. Oh, I should probably have the read in front of me, huh? No, let's save it for next segment. Let's say I won last night, so I'm going to bask in the glow.
All right, bask in it.
Yeah, bask in
Yeah,
it.
you had a good night, didn't you?
I did. I got a little winner last night.
Heck yeah.
This is the Mason Crosby Show, 12:50 a.m., 105.7 FM, The Fan, free on the Odyssey and iHeart apps.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today? It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Great day. It is Thursday, and it is now time for NFL football. We had TJ Lang on today at 9:15. So if you missed that, jump on the Odyssey iHeart app. So it is a podcast, our show, or go to YouTube and watch all the videos and all the interviews that we've had. We got, Mitch Thunder Nellis is going to be jumping on from 11 to 2. We are just live and local.
Mace, I thought you were doing
all
11
the time.
I thought you were doing 11 to 2 today.
It's going to be a very quiet 11
Mason
to 2
and
today.
Reese.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get Reese involved. But
then
yeah,
then it won't be quiet.
Yeah, exactly. No, it'll just a 3-hour mess around. But I'm just watching NFL ball, all day, every day. It's just like highlights, watching from last season. I can't wait to get new content on all these, all the highlights. Game tonight. I'm going to be sitting down, locked in, watching that. Yep. Molly knows that now I just will be watching football from now on, right now until the end of February or middle of February. So
she's
but
like,
I'm
it's
excited.
like the widows, the hunters weekend when
exactly.
the wives got just go do your thing, Molly.
We're just
Mason's just on the couch with a glass of brown.
When does the game come on Friday in Brazil? What time is that?
That game is 7:00. 7:00. Yeah,
nice.
Right at 7. Easy.
Can't wait for that.
Done by 10:15. Still get a good night's sleep.
I know.
Ready for the Badger game at 3.
Yeah, and again, we talked about I didn't go play golf yesterday. I think I'm contemplating retirement from golf just with how bad I played last week. But I'll probably be back out there. Yeah, I'll be back out there tomorrow.
You got to jump right back on. Come on, man.
I don't know.
You're Mason flipping freaking Crosby.
I got a lot of golf coming up. So
okay, good.
Yeah, I'm playing a charity event next Tuesday. I'm going coming up
at home, or is it at home, or are you traveling?
It's in Tennessee,
okay,
and then and then I'll be up in Wisconsin for Andy North's event.
Yeah, that's always a great one.
And then I'll be live in studio on that Thursday. So
that Wednesday night steak dinner, Tommy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go, boys. We'll be going out. I'll be at Potawatomi, just crushing it.
Yeah, just doing our thing.
They take care of me, but. Yeah, what else is going on, in sports world? I mean, I made the easiest pick in the world, having, Yannick Sinner to win. I mean, I had to do it. I mean, he's playing a Canadian that I had never heard of. So it's like you just kind of have to.
I will be tracking how many times you picked the Badgers to win this season now because of Yannick Sinner.
I do wonder. So the over/under for Sinner is 7.5 games in that. Like, I feel like if Sinner wins the over, then the pick's legit. But if it ends up being like a 5-set masterpiece that he barely wins, I feel like that's still. I mean,
this is gonna be a 3.
I know he's gonna throttle him. You're right.
Guy, that's the thing. He has to win more than 2 games in each one of those sets.
It's gonna be rough.
I don't know if this guy has it. So. And then I'm the only one that cares about our Badgers. So I'm here for the Badgers. I'm going to get my buddy Frank Wilson from Middle Tennessee State. I'm getting him on the horn. He's gonna jump on the show. Let me tell you about what he did. So he wrote this book, and it's a collection, I guess, of highlights from the sports world.
Okay.
So
just like that, his recollections of them, or that he was a part of,
a deep dive into all things. Yeah. So I'm curious to see what it is. He said he was sending it to me. I have not received this book.
Come on, Frank.
I know, Frank.
Get on the ball.
What's going on?
What are you busy right now? What is it, football season?
Where did he send me that?
I mean, Mason, it's like 20 minutes away. You could always drive up to where is it? Where's Middle Tennessee State?
It is in Murfreesboro.
Yes,
so it's about 30 minutes. Right. Yeah. So, after 3+ years of writing, revising, and going down the rabbit hole, one game at a time is the book that is now available. So, story of college football's rise from dangerous beginnings to a national obsession.
Wow.
Yeah.
Paul Feinbaum should read that.
History. Yeah. So, hey, I'll get y'all copies because
we'll take it.
I'm gonna check this thing out. Yeah, should be good. It's on Amazon if you're interested.
Colorado playing this weekend?
One game at a time by Frank Wilson.
Mace?
I can't believe you're
Are your Buffs playing?
They're playing Delaware. Yeah.
Oh, Fighting Blue Hens.
I guess there was somebody
David Gruber played basketball at Delaware.
He thought he was going to Michigan, with those helmets. Yeah. So they're the Michigan of the East. I guess.
Gruber Law went to play basketball at Delaware.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, he was a hoops player back.
That was
in the
Joe
day.
Flacco too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. So Flacco, starting for the Browns against Drew Wagner's Cincinnati Bengals. There's so many things going on this weekend, so many storylines that we're here for it all. But yeah, Mitch, enjoy your show. Middays with Thunder. Don't miss it. 11 to 2. We are live and local all day today. When's Tommy on the leadoff show? I mean, is he going to cut
Tommy
off
comes
right after?
No, right after. He comes on at 2
o'clock. Nice.
So I got the whole show.
Getting a little extra time.
Yep. I actually I got Austin Herdenia. So I don't know if he's coming on your show too, Tommy. But we're double dipping with Austin Herdenia today from Potawatomi. I've got Scott Grodsky from CBS 58 jumping on the show at 11:40 just to give us, the lay of the land. I like having the local TV guys on because they cover everything. So they give us a good lay of the land.
Heck yeah. All right, buddy. Enjoy your show. Awesome Thursday. I can't wait to watch some NFL football tonight.
So
we'll talk to everybody tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's go NFL football. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis. Middays with Thunder coming up next. He's Tommy Wirtz. He's hanging out with me, Middays with Thunder. And then, of course, the leadoff show from 2 to 3, leading you into Wisconsin Sports Daily with Sparky from 3 to 5. This has been the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon.
I was so